For all of the following examples, we are going to be given characteristics of a hyperbola, and we need to use these characteristics and work backwards to write the equation of the hyperbola. So for example 5, notice we are given vertices and the length of the conjugate axis. The vertices are going to help us find the center, and they're also going to help us find A. The length of the conjugate axis is going to help us find B. We are going to need two formulas, and these are your two basic formulas, which is your midpoint formula, x2, well, let's do x1 plus x2 over 2, y1 plus y2 over 2, and we will also need the distance formula, square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. So we'll need to use these two formulas in this process. So the first thing for example 5 is to find the center. So we need to find the center by finding the midpoint of the vertices. So we are going to take the midpoint formula and do center equals x1, y1, x2, y2. So we've got 9 minus 3 over 2, and then negative 2 minus 2 over 2, which becomes 6 over 2, negative 4 over 2. So the center is 3, negative 2. So now let's move on to find A. And we find A by finding the distance between the vertex and the center. And we can use that distance formula for that. So A equals the square root of, and we're going to use our center as our new x2, y2. So this is going to be 3 minus 9 squared plus negative 2 plus 2 squared. And negative 2 plus 2 is 0, so this becomes the square root of negative 6 squared, square root of 36, so A equals 6. And then the last thing we can do is find B. Oh, that's actually not the last thing we can do. Well, we can find B by understanding that the conjugate axis equals 2B. So if the conjugate axis is 28, and that equals 2B, we can just divide both sides by 2 and see that B equals 14. Now the last thing. The last thing to do is to determine if our hyperbola is horizontal or vertical. And in order to do that, we need to sketch out the vertices and the center. And I'm not really having a lot of room here at the bottom, so I'm going to go to the middle here. I'm going to sketch out a coordinate plane. And like I said, this is a sketch, so it's not going to be perfect. So my first vertex is 9, 2, or 9, negative 2. So that point is right here-ish. And then my other vertex is negative 3, negative 2. So that's about here. And the center is 3, negative 2. So that's here. And notice that this would be a horizontal axis. So that would mean that this is a horizontal hyperbola, because that's a horizontal axis between the vertices and the center. So I know that I can use my horizontal hyperbola formula, which is x minus h squared over a squared minus y minus k squared over b squared equals 1. So all I have to do is substitute what I know. I know that the center is 3, so x minus 3 squared over a squared would be 36, because a is 6. Y minus k would be negative 2, so that's plus 2 squared. B is 14, and then 14 squared is 196 equals 1. And so there we go. There is our equation for that hyperbola. I know that's a lot of work, but the more of these you practice, the quicker and easier they become. So let's go ahead and do example 6. So in example 6, instead of starting with vertices, we start with covertices. But we can still find the center by finding their midpoint. So we're going to look for the center first. We know that the center is going to be the midpoint of these covertices, which is 3 minus 13 over 2, negative 9 minus 9 over 2. And that's going to reduce to be negative 5, negative 9. The next thing that we can do is we are given the length of the transverse axis, which will give us A. So A is the transverse axis, and that's actually 2A. So if the transverse axis is 26, can divide both sides by 2, and A is going to be 13. Now we find B by finding the distance between the center and a covertex. So we can use that distance formula again. Actually, we're going to say B equals, and we are going to use a covertex x1, y1, and then the center x2, y2. So we've got negative 5 minus 3 squared plus negative 9 minus 9 squared. And notice negative 9 plus 9 cancels. So this becomes the square root of negative 8 squared. Square root of 64 is 8. So B equals 8. And then the last thing is to determine if this hyperbola is horizontal or vertical. So for this, I need to do my sketch of the coordinate plane. Let me do a better sketch. That one's a little messy. So here we've got a covertex at 3, negative 9. Right here, and another one at negative 13, negative 9. Now keep in mind that these are the covertices. So the vertices are going to be perpendicular to these covertices, which means that they are going to be, instead of horizontal, vertical. So that would make this a vertical hyperbola. Since the covertices are horizontal, the vertices must be vertical. That means that I need to use the formula for the vertical hyperbola, which is y minus k squared over a squared minus x minus h squared over b squared equals 1. I need to replace k with negative 9, so y plus 9 squared. I need to replace a with 13. 13 squared is 169. I need to replace h with negative 5, so that becomes x plus 5 squared. Replace b with 8. 8 times 8 is 64 equals 1. So then this is our formula. Whoops. This is our formula for example 6. I know I ran out of room there. I'm going to have to use my space better for the next example.